Yes, my people, it's been a while since I've created any content for this channel, so I decided, yo, let me just press play. Number one, we give thanks for life, we stay grateful, moving forward. So I've got some growth going on. I cut my hair about a year ago. I recently started growing it back a bit. I might just cut it all off again, you never know. So don't expect me to be on some long hair growth journey, because it might not be that. I'm very spontaneous with a lot of things, especially when it comes to my hair. I'll just one day just be like, yo, let me just switch it up quick time. You could say impulsive, but a lot of my impulsiveness is actually a result of premeditating thought, or should I say, sometimes I'll hold in a feeling and I'll let it sit there for a bit just so I can analyze and truly digest it and feel what it actually means, what I'm actually learning. So sometimes I'll get a feeling to cut all my hair off and I'll sit with it for a while. Like when I did, my hair was down to here, I had locks, and I decided, yo, let me wait a bit. Let me not just cut it straight away, because there was an urge that was in me for a while, but I needed to break down why that urge was there. But yeah, I weighed up the pros and the cons, and I was like, yo, like if I cut my hair off, I can just grow it back again. Like my hair grows quick, no issue, no stress. And then I was like, okay, but why am I cutting my hair off? Is this a form of like self-hatred, or is this truly a form of self-love for what I'm actually doing it for? So I had these questions going around in my head, and I decided, yo, let me just commit to it and then see what I got. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm at that age, I'm at that stage in my life where I can commit to something, and if I decide I don't want to do it or I don't want it, then I can withdraw myself. I feel like there's a certain amount of credits that you have when you're doing this. You get me? You don't want to use up all your credits. To be fair, I've probably used up all my credit. I got no credit, I got bad credit. I went to the bank the other day to see if I could open a credit account. No way. So I got a bad credit history, unpaid parking fines, I'd say unpaid contracts in the past is still there, and obviously it's gonna stay on my credit file for a while. So it's like, yo, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation, but like I'm just gonna crack through it. You know what I'm saying? I've got opportunities, I've got ways to break the ice and reset. Fresh, clean slate. No buts, actually. Yeah, I just gotta take my opportunities. You get me? So that's what I'm on right now. I'm on committing to my opportunities. That's it. It's something that I've learned recently is when your mind just goes blank. Does that ever happen to you? Like, oh, what? Okay, personas. So what we do, yeah, naturally as divine beings incarnated on this earth, the ego, all of that. We create personas, we create characters, and we use these characters for life, for different things in life. For example, when you go to work, say you work an office job, when you go to work, you then get into that mode of that person in the office, and then when you come home, you might still be that same person at home with your kids, that same person in the office, but it's a completely different environment which requires a completely different input. So it's like you've got to be aware that you're coming home to a different environment which requires a different person, a different expression from you. So you gotta remember, hold on, that person at the office, that's not necessarily me. I am that I am. I am formless, I am infinite, I'm adaptable. And then as long as you know that and you remember, yo, that person's not me. For example, my name's Nico. That's just a character, a version. Is Nico Atom. I'm not Nico Atom either. I am, but I'm not. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's a vessel. It's a structure that I embody myself in. And if I forget that I am not that person, I am not that persona, then that can cause certain issues, and that's why we gotta be. It's key that we gotta detach constantly. We gotta constantly detach, because if we're attached to that version, it can cause a whole load of problems when we get into another environment which requires a different persona or a different input. Another example is I could be, happy. I could be happy, loving, caring, influential, positive, giddy, all of that. But then, as soon as somebody, maybe someone's trying to bully me, someone wants to fight me or something, or disrespect me or my family, then it's like I can't carry that same persona into that situation, into that environment. It's going to require a whole new version of me to be able to manage and handle that situation and that scenario. So it's important that I don't stick to just one version, stick to just one. We got to be adaptable in this life, and it's important because there's a lot of judgment, because everybody expects you to be that version that they have of you in their mind. So everyone's expecting you to be what they're used to, or what they're used to from you, and that can then pull you into being that one exact version. And if you're not strong in who you are, people will shape you into what they want you to be. So you need to understand that I am that I am. I'm divine source, and whatever I want to be. If I wake up today and I want to be fast, I wake up, I am fast. If I want to be chill and slow, I wake up, I am slow. And whatever I want to be, but as long as I have that detachment from the different versions. But yeah, you can feel pressure because people expect a certain thing, a certain version of you, and if you hold on to that people pleasing mentality, then you may not get nowhere, because oftentimes we need to fluctuate, we need to change, we need to switch mode. And if you're not switching mode just because of what somebody else thinks of you, that's your divine pathway that is then stopped and limited. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm not saying don't take advice from the people around you. I'm not saying don't, because a lot of the time they're reflecting things that you need to hear, and things that, whether it's for your journey or not, it is still something that you may need to consider and calculate anyway. But yeah, man. But yeah, it's important to express multiple sides of yourself, multiple feelings. We have more than one expression. There's not just one way of being. Nobody has just one way of being. You know what I'm saying? When we get into the office, boom, it's work mode. When we get on job, boom, it's work mode. And when it gets to that period of time where you've set that work task for yourself, boom, it's work mode. But you also need to know that it's not work mode when it's time to rest. Yeah. It's not work mode when it's time to rest. It's not work mode when you're chilling with your girl. It's not work mode when, you know, that person that you love needs to talk to you about something that happened in their day. You can't be in that same work mentality. You might have to soften and adapt. Your circumstance might not be perfect, yeah, but just tap in regardless. Connect to your higher self regardless. Connect to God. God's always with you no matter what. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're dealing with. So always remember that, yeah. In them realms, you're always respected, you're always loved, you're always cherished, you're always valued. You know what I'm trying to say? So keep getting them downloads from the sun. Yeah. Keep putting in. You get me? Keep making those changes, keep fluctuating. Be adaptable. You get me? The most powerful forces of nature are forever adapting, they're forever changing. You get me? The animals that reach the top of the food chain, they're the most adaptable animals. Their situation isn't perfect. You get me? They don't have the biggest attributes, the biggest claws, flipping even they might not even have the smartest of brains, but they're adaptable and they make changes. You get me? They try new things, and that's it. But yeah, man, yo, love always. Yeah, love.